Squeeze your boobs. We're back today with something for embarrassing, and yeah, we thought that we would share with you our most embarrassing stories. I know that the 50 facts about us tag was pretty much all of the embarrassing things, but there's more.
Yay!
So we thought that would be funny for the crack and just sit down, have a cup of tea and just go, oh, Scarlett for their Maz for having them.
And then to make us feel less embarrassed, please leave us your embarrassing stories below so we can lol at you as well.
Please.
Just so it's not a one-way street.
Can you get down? Sit down there. Sit down. Now sit. Thank you.
Oh,
no. Lie down there. Go, good boy. So, yeah, like mad things happen to us all the time, and embarrassing things happen.
I embarrass myself all the time.
But we don't take ourselves seriously, so it's just
I'm kind of immune to it
now. Yeah, exactly. Just go. So let's get to it.
Okay, so my first embarrassing story is from when me and Mo were over in Holland. When we got engaged, he had a night booked in Amsterdam and a dinner booked in a restaurant Vermeer in Amsterdam as well, which is a Michelin star restaurant. So off we went to that, and we decided not to go for the tasting menu. We decided to just go for a 3-course meal, which was gorgeous. But while we were sitting there, I'd say for the first hour or first half an hour, we were just given amuse-bouches.
I'd like him to amuse my bouche.
I had no clue what they were. They kind of described them to us. They're all this fancy, and it wasn't even something tiny. It was like a portion of something in a bowl or on a plate. So I was doing. I'm not the most adventurous.
Lots of bouche amusing.
Yeah, lots of bouche amusing. It was great. But I'm not the most adventurous person when it comes to food.
She eats chicken wings with a knife and fork, people.
Sometimes. So I gave everything a go until the last amuse bouche came out, and it was like a little bowl, and I looked going, oh, and there was like green stuff and white stuff, like creamy liquidy stuff, and then hard texture. I don't know what was in that bowl, except there was an oyster, which I never had before. So I'm looking at it, and the waitress is explaining what it is. I'm like, oh yeah, sounds yummy. And then when she went, I was like, well, I can't eat that. He's like, no, do, it'll be lovely. So he ate his oyster, and he was like, oh my god, it's gorgeous. And I was like, how do we eat it? Do you let it slide down your throat, or do you put it in your mouth and chew it? Because I hadn't got a clue. So he's like, no.
My eyes are watering just thinking about it.
He's like, no. Just let it slide down your throat. It's amazing.
What is the point of that? Let's just have a glass of water then.
It's so stupid. So I picked it up with the fork, and I kid you not, the oyster was about this size, about that thick. It was humongous. I was like, I can't. And Will's like, do it. I'm giving out. So put it in my mouth, and I swallowed. And when I swallowed, half of it was here, half of it was still in my mouth, and I went, oh god, it does. So I'm in a Michelin star restaurant going, what do I do? So I started to chew it, and I was like, I'm not calling it this. So I had to spit it back in the bowl that they gave it to us and mix it up to cover it with whatever else in the bowl.
They're probably like, so you have two oysters.
Stop. So they came back, and they're like, oh, did you enjoy it? And I was like, yeah, no, I couldn't eat it, I'm sorry. And morto. I couldn't. Oh.
They're like big gulliers, they're horrible.
Never again. No. If you've never had one, don't. Ugh, horrible.
Okay, one of my most embarrassing stories is I drive to work now, but I used to get the train. And I used to like leave work at bang on 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. And like the train was at 9 minutes past 4, and so I used to have to like go down, and then like it was like regimented, like. So anyway, going down, and then I think I was like either a bit delayed or something leaving work, and so I was like pegging it, and when I was coming around the corner I could hear the train coming in, so I was like, oh, this, I'm not waiting for the next one. So I like ran up the stairs, and I had like my train ticket. That was back in the days when leap cards or whatever they were called weren't invented, and so you had to like stick your card through the thing, and it would like come up. So as I'm like running up the thing, and I could see that the train was there like ready to go, and the doors were already open, which meant that it had been there. So as I'm like putting it through the card through the machine, I could hear beep beep beep, and the door started to go. I was like, I'm gonna make it. So I was like slow-mo going and like the doors were closing, and I was like, I'm gonna make it. So I literally just like went through the door, and I was like, yeah. The door's closed on my back leg. I went down on the floor. It was so funny. And I was just like, and then of course the door went beep beep and like opened and everyone had to like wait. Oh my god, it was so funny. So I drive to work every day.
It's worse that you were by yourself. You didn't have anybody else to laugh or to help you get up. You're just by yourself going, how do I recover from this? I just
sat on the chair and I fell around the place laughing. It was like Baywatch. I was like running so slowly and I was like,
so going to make this.
Anyway, that was that one.
God,
you're such a bold.
Nah.
Would you just sit and listen? What was your embarrassing story? What was your one? What did you find that was funny?
Oh, when he got drugged.
Oh,
we should tell Bailey's
story. What's that? I had to bring him to the vet like a couple of years ago. I think he had to get a tooth removed or something like that, and he knows that I'm talking about him. I had to bring him to the vet and the head is going. And so I brought up Bailey to the vet and he had to get his tooth removed, and they said to me, oh yeah, he's grand if you want to come and collect him. So, and they said he might be a bit groggy, so I was like, okay.
Karen walked and then decided to walk.
I just thought it might be help to like clear his head or something. Oh god, love him. It was like Bailey. It was like trying to like walk like a drunken dog home because he couldn't even like walk up the curbs or anything like that. And then I felt so bad and like he was too heavy to carry for very long. Can you sit? I'm talking about you. So then when I got home, he was like lying in my arms because I was like, oh, you know I'm talking about you. And he was just like this.
Just did not move the whole day. Just I came home from work and I was like, oh Bailey, hi. And he's like,
he's like, oh,
just laying in her arms like he was stoned. Aww. It was the funniest thing.
Poor little Bailey.
That's Bailey's embarrassing story.
Okay.
Okay. So my one, another one was a good few years ago. Josh Groban came over to what used to be the Point, now the O2.
It was his first concert. We've been to him like 4 times.
Yeah. And I wasn't really a fan of his music. I didn't know his music, so I was downloading lots of stuff to learn and to listen. So beforehand, we went for a pizza and a drink in Miller's. Got a little bit tipsy from that. Then went to the Morgan for some cocktails.
Oh yeah.
Got quite a lot tipsy from that. And then we got to the Point. And I think we're in like the 5th row or something.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really good concert. But of course, me being drunk, I had my camera like this and pretty much videoed the whole thing, singing along the wrong words.
That's what basically
singing the wrong words with the wrong music. God help the people around me. I feel so bad for them. So embarrassing that when I look back on the videos, I actually go red in the face by myself watching them. But that's not the worst part. So afterwards, we had heard that he comes out to sign autographs. We're like, oh my god, I have to go and see it. So
I was locked.
I was locked as well, and I ended up walking around the back of the Point by myself trying to find you.
I was like chatting to like all these people that had come from America and Canada, like being the ambassador for Ireland.
So I ended up coming back around and there was 2 security men up some steps. So I went up to them. I was like, excuse me, security man, excuse me. It was Josh Groban coming out to sign autograph. And they were like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. Forgot the steps were there. Fell. And as I was falling, I could hear a collective, oh. And I was like, I'm fine. Got up, found you. And then all of a sudden he came out, and again, God help the poor people that was there. I'm so bad. They were all queuing up orderly waiting to get their ticket signed, and I was like, Karen, give me your ticket. So she gave me your ticket. I pushed through everybody. Arm went through the queue and I was like, Josh Groban, my name is Karen, it's my birthday, sign my ticket. And he was like, okay. So he signed it. Karen's at the back of the queue chatting to some girl, so I was like, Karen, I got your ticket signed. That was my mission, was to get it signed for her, so it worked.
Sorry everybody, but thanks Josh Groban for signing the thing for me.
Yay.
Okay, so again, back in the times where I used to get the train home, I used to get off at Raheny and like kind of walk down the hill to come home, and I remember walking home one day and it was a lovely day and it was like sun in the sky and it was breezy and I was like, this is a great day, probably listen to music and then and then I don't know what happened, I looked down and like my blouse was open all the way to my belly button. like the most go rock bags, bra and everything, and I was just like so close to that.
You had no idea how long it was open for.
It could have been like the whole way home. I don't know. I was just like, So yeah, look at your clothes, everybody, and see. So
Be
that
careful.
blouse was fucked out as soon as I got home, and everyone got a good view of my girls.
Hi girls. My next story involves being in New York. I'm very oblivious when I'm out and about. I don't see things, see people. I'm just in my own little bubble. Like, I could walk by Madonna and I wouldn't even see her. Like, I'm just in my own world. And we're in the middle of Times Square, and we saw a man and a camera and a woman and a crowd, and I was like, oh, I wonder what they're doing. So what does Jojo Blow Blow do? You walk across the street, stand behind the girl who's here, the camera's here, and I'm like, what's going on? And they're all like, get out of the shot! And I'm like,
because she's like going, what?
looking for MTV live and the big pad in the background going, what is this?
This isn't the RTE news. Okay, my final embarrassing story happened just before Christmas at like a meetup where I was meeting kind of a lot of people, and yeah, it was like an online thing, it was like a blogger thing, and like, you know the way, like, you don't recognise everybody, like, from their Twitter names or like Facebook or profile pictures and all that. So we were at the thing and I was kind of looking and going, God, that girl looks very familiar. I wonder, is that Sharon? And she's kind of looking, well, it seems she was looking at me going, oh, she looks familiar as well. So I said, that's right. So I said, I'm going to go up to her and introduce myself. So I went up and I was like, oh, hi, I'm Karen from Lovelygirliebits. She's like, oh, hi, what I thought she said was, hi, I'm Sharon. And I was like, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. And I like launched myself at her like in a big hug. Like, I think I winded her, like I hit her at that velocity. And I was like, oh my God, it's so great to finally meet you. Well, I came out of the hug and she was like this. Like, and I was like, oh shit. Shit, that's good Sharon.
No, you're not.
So then I had to like pretend that I knew who this girl was. Oh, it was horrible. So, yeah, I was so embarrassed and I was just purple. And then like I DM'd Sharon, hi Sharon, the actual Sharon,
hi,
that night going, oh, Scarlett for my actual life, she was in the Knots of Laughter. So since then, if I meet anybody online that I haven't met before, you will get a how do you do and a shake hand until I realise that it is you in the flesh. It's so embarrassing. I'm
you learned a good lesson though.
I know, but I was really excited to meet Sharon.
And you have met Sharon, yeah?
No!
Oh, Sharon!
Hi, Sharon.
It'll be the best hello ever when you do meet her.
I'd be like, hello, how are you?
And my last embarrassing story involves alcohol again, which is probably why I don't drink much anymore, because I can't handle my drink. It was back, I'd say, over 10 years ago, probably even 12 years ago. I was only in a job a few months and we're all going out drinking. And I'd forgotten my keys, so my mum and dad said, look, be home by 11, otherwise we're going to bed and you can't get in.
I was home that summer from Canada anyway, so.
So I went out after work drinking from about 5, and I was grand, and then all of a sudden people start buying me shots, and I can't do shots because I will get sick.
They are the devil's work.
One of them had, I think, Tabasco in it or something. They were just mean people. So all of a sudden I was just standing and I was like, oh. Just basically, and someone was like, oh God, sit down, and I was like, as soon as I sat down I was like, this is a bad idea. So I sat down and I think I may have gotten sick on the person I was sitting beside, this poor guy.
No.
Yeah, he was like, oh, you okay? And I was like, yeah.
Oh no.
So then hi Fiona, and her boss brought me into the bathroom where I got sick more and more and more.
Well, you were one of those people.
Just once though, that was the only time I've ever gotten that bad at work. I learnt my lesson. So I was getting sick and I was like, I have to get home, you know, it's 11 o'clock, but I have to get home. So they put me in a taxi.
I've got curfew, I'm like Cinderella. I'm 22, but it doesn't matter.
Oh God, so I got home anyway, and I rang the doorbell, and thank God Karen answered, because she saw the state of me.
I opened the door and this person was like, I just got sick in the taxi, and she's sick all up her face and everything, and I was like, how's that going upstairs, because Mum's going to kill you. Like, we are grown adults at the time, but still, you have to mind the mum. So then, like, she going upstairs going, dum-dum, dum-dum-dum, and then went into her room, and then all you hear is Mum going, are you drunk? I could tell from the way you were walking up the stairs.
So I went outside, and she's on the land, and you and Steve were up in the attic, pissing themselves laughing.
Like, no, there was a room, we're not up in the attic, like, we're upstairs going.
So my mum was standing, I can remember clearly, even though I was locked, she was standing at the top of the stairs, her hand on the wall, giving out to me, and I'm going, I'm so drunk. There's not like a blurred vision of her, there's two separate people, and I'm talking to her like this to make sure I was at least looking at one of the right ones. Oh, horrible, I died.
And she made her, all we heard upstairs, we were in the knots, and you just heard her going, drink it, and she's like, I can't,
because my mum has this thing about, if you go and you had a few drinks, you might get sick during the night and die in your own vomit, which probably happens. So she's so mean, but I didn't die.
You didn't get a hangover the next day as well?
No, I did. I died till about 5 o'clock. So she came up with pint glass after pint glass after pint glass of water, sat on the bed until I drank it all. I think I had about 4 or 5 pint glasses. Jesus. I kept getting sick then. That's what she wanted. Well, obviously in the bathroom, that's what she wanted to do. And then I think I just lay on the couch all day and got given out to.
That was that embarrassing thing. Yeah. It's very funny.
And then you've heard the one about me losing my bikini in Spain when I got hit by the wave and nearly drowned.
And you've heard about me falling, like, doing like a wobbly thing like in the middle of Dane Street.
That was funny.
That's what else. Do we have any other ones?
I just have a lot.
No. That's embarrassing. We're just gobshites who just are ridiculously stupid. So yeah, we hope that you had a laugh with this. Feel free to leave your embarrassing stories below.
Do.
And come on, don't leave us hanging.
Let us all unite with embarrassingness. Is that a word?
I don't know. Embarrassing things.
Do.
And let us know your embarrassing stories. Leave them in the comments below. If you like this, if you had a bit of a laugh, give us an old thumbs up.
And subscribe if you haven't already.
Because we got lots of things in the pipeline. Oh yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
That's what it does. It goes, oh yeah. Embarrassing moment right here.